Well, hello and welcome to our continuing series on TrueSight Operations Management. I'm Scott Penn, Principal Solutions Engineer at BMC. Today is our continuing video series on Application Visibility Management and loading it for a test server in a lab. This 5-part series is getting the right version of Java, downloading the Application Visibility Agent, installing WebLogic onto a lab server, then installing the Java agent onto that lab server, and then tuning that server so they can collect data. This edition is about getting and installing the Oracle WebLogic Server. For our installation purposes, we'll be using Windows Server 2012 R2. So what I do is typically go to my favorite search engine and search for the Oracle WebLogic downloads. In a previous video, we verified that the Java development kit had been downloaded and is running on this machine, which is one of the requirements for the Oracle installation. Then you can go to the WebLogic download site to find the right server. Follow the instructions on the screen to download the generic server. You'll need an account on Oracle, so it's not anonymous, but you can just go create an account, enter your credentials, and then you can download your installation zip file. Once you have the zip file on your machine, then you can extract that zip file into a directory. Usually I throw things in the temp directory. And then you can go execute the installation script, but not from the Windows Explorer. I'd recommend then you bring up a command window, go back to the temp directory where you loaded your installation disk, and then go to the setup file and execute the setup file. To do that, you have to type in java -jar and then the name of the execution file. This will execute a GUI-based script that you can follow for the rest of the installation. Once the GUI is up and running, you can then follow the instructions on the screen to complete the installation. Click on the Next button. I often skip the auto updates, this is a test lab, so I'm not too interested in that. Select the default home directory. It's important that you select the Complete with Examples. That will download our MEDREC server that we'll be using for our testing. Goes through a few checks, and then it's going to prompt you several times for updates and if you want to enter your email. So painfully, once you get through this point, you can choose if you wish to get security updates for the Oracle server. But in this case, I just typically go beyond that. Click on Install, and the installation starts. The installation process takes about 5 minutes to actually complete, but you'll see the line of green check marks that appear. After all is completed, it's very important to note the automatically launch the Quick Start configuration wizard. It is checked by default, but make sure that you're around to continue the installation process. You can find the Quick Start installation script later, but it's more painful. Bring up the installation script. It will prompt you then for a password for your WebLogic console. Put in a password that has extra characters. If you read down below, it says it requires alphanumeric, otherwise it will reject it. Everything else can be left at default. Go ahead and do the create. Now it's creating the extra domains that we need for our MEDREC. Once that's finished, you can click on the Next button and verify that it's finished. Go ahead and finish the installation. Now we can run a test to see if it worked completely. The next thing to do is then to go back to our command window. Change your directory to the Oracle Home directory with the user projects and domains. We're specifically going down to the MEDREC directory. And then type in the command that starts the process, which is startweblogic.cmd. And this will fire up our server after about 2 minutes or so. Then you're ready to go. Well, thank you for joining me on this installation of the WebLogic server. And join me for our next video, which is the installation of the Application Visibility Java agent on the WebLogic server.